Jai Hind dear students, today we are going to discuss about the chapter number 3 of Geography class 8, that is agriculture. Now before we begin our session, let's understand what is agriculture. So agriculture is the science and art of cultivation on the soil, raising crops and rearing livestock. All these activities include the agriculture. Now there are three types of economic activities. First is primary activity, second is secondary activity, and third one is tertiary activity. So all the activities which are connected with the extraction and production of natural resources is termed as primary activity. And while we talk about the secondary activity, it includes like processing, manufacturing. So all the things related to processing and manufacturing that are going to come under the secondary activity. For example, manufacturing of steel, or you can also say that baking of bread. So this is also the example of secondary activity. Now what is tertiary activity? Tertiary activity only provide support to the primary and secondary activity, or you can say that tertiary activity will going to provide you the services. So for example, transportation is a service, trade is a service, banking, insurance, railway. So all these things which are falling under the domain of the service is known as tertiary activity or tertiary sector. But in India we can say that agriculture contributes to more. Now farm system, let's move to farm system. So first thing is, farm system includes your land area, chemicals, fertilizers, seeds, machinery, that all will going to help you as an input. Thereafter process will be the done by the farmer only, and the product you will going to get, or the output you will going to get, is the crop. And there are two type of inputs in the there are two types of inputs in the farm system. That is, first thing is physical input and second one is human input. Physical input, as you all know, what we require for our crops: we require sunshine, we require rainfall, we require temperature, soil, and we also require land area, or we can say that slope. While the human inputs include your machinery, chemicals, labor, and then storage. Now there are two types of farming. First is the subsistence farming, second one is commercial farming. Subsistence farming means a farming which is only for the subsistence. That is, if a farmer is producing a crop, then that crop he is producing for his or his family consumption only, leaving little or nothing to be marketed. Now this subsistence farming include shifting cultivation. Shifting cultivation means shifting cultivation is a traditional practice, students, in which we will going to cultivate on on a piece of land, or we can say small patches of land, and we will going to abandon them after the use. It is for a short period of time. We will going to cut the trees first, allowing the sunlight to reach the ground. Thereafter, burning the remaining of the remains of the tree. By burning, it will going to convert into the ash, and this ash is rich in potash. That's why it will going to increase the fertility of the soil, and we will going to spread it. Now subsistence farming are of two types. First is intensive subsistence farming, and second one is your primitive subsistence farming. Intensive, you can say that it is related to the modern farming. Primitive means the primitive way of subsistence farming, and both are for their own consumption use only. If we talk about the intensive subsistence agriculture class, so in this, the farmer, they will going to grow the crops on a small plot of land, and we can say that here the tools are very simple, while the labor will be more. So as you can see, the poor farmers, those who are not having the land area or having the small land area or working on another's land area. So there the machineries are not very advanced, while the labor are in excess, and they will going to depend solely on the climate. No machine will be there. Less use of uh, less use of chemical fertilizers will be seen there. Means they will going to use those chemical fertilizers which are of cheap, or which are of low cost. Now let's move to the primitive subsistence farming. These include two things. First is shifting cultivation that we have discussed, and second one is nomadic herding. So nomadic herding means nomads are the people who will going to sorry. Okay, so nomadic herding is when people travel from one place to another with the herds of animal, and this could be because of the climate issue or lack of for food for the herds of animal. Now, first one we have discussed about the, that is subsistence farming. We have discussed about it. Second is commercial farming. So what is commercial farming? That agriculture that involves the production of crops and animal rearing for sale in market. That we are doing it for the commercial purposes. A type of farming which is we are doing for commercial purposes. Now, commercial farming includes commercial grain farming. In commercial grain farming, the crops are grown for commercial purposes. Next is mixed farming. Mixed farming means the land is used for growing food and fodder crop and rearing livestock. So, for example, if you are having a land area, then that land area you will going to use it for growing food, and for one side you will going to grow the fodder for the animal, or you will going to rear the livestock. So here two things are happening. First is agriculture is happening. Another is you are preparing for a rearing livestock also. Now next is under the commercial farming is plantation agriculture. Now plantation agriculture involves the cultivation of one crops that will be going to sold in more developed countries. Or we can say that it is a type of commercial farming where single crop like tea, coffee, sugarcane, cashew, rubber, banana, or cotton are grown. So in this class plantation, as we have also discussed in the indigo plantation, no? So indigo plantation is also same like this one. Okay, so as we have discussed in chapter number 3 of history, that indigo plantation requires large number of agriculture equipments and also require labor. So in the same way, class, whenever the plantation is going to happen, you will require large amount of labor and capital capital for capital for the agriculture equipments, storage, transportation, and all other things. Now next topic is major crops for cultivation. So a large variety of crops are grown to meet the requirement of the growing population. We are going to discuss the major crops that India is, or farmers are growing in. Now, wheat required moderate temperature and rainfall during growing season, and bright sunshine at the time of the harvest. It thrives best in well-drained loamy soil. The wheat is grown extensively in USA, Canada, and Russia, along with India. In India, it is grown in winter season. Now, next is a rice. Rice is a major food crop of the world, and it needs high temperature, high humidity, and high rainfall. Now, so as you know that rice is grown mainly in the southern region. In the coastal areas, you can see there is high temperature, high humidity, and rainfall, because that is much closer to the tropics or tropical region. Then rice, you can also observe that in West Bengal, there we grow rice in large amount because the humidity is very high. Now China leads in production of rice, followed by India, Japan, Sri Lanka, and Egypt. Rice is best grown in alluvial clay soil because which can retain water as water is required. Then millets you can also call them coarse grain and can be grown on less fertile and sandy soil also. So nowadays the farmers they are not aware about that where we should grow millets, where we should grow crops, and for that also the government of India is planning to include many other policies. One of it policy include the soil profile, and this soil profile will going to help you help essentially farmers tell that which crop is suitable for their soil. So millets, it's a hardy crop that needs low rainfall and high to moderate temperature. Now the example of millets are jowar, bajra and ragi. We can see in the Rajasthan region, Rajasthan is the best place where we can grow the millets. Cotton require high temperature, light rainfall and 210 frost-free days and bright sunshine for its growth. Now it is best grow best on black and alluvial soil. Now your homework is you have to find out that where we find the black soil. Now, China, USA, India, Brazil and Pakistan and Egypt are the leading producer of cotton. Now comes to tea. Tea is a beverage crop grown on plantation, as we have also discussed in previous chapter of history, chapter 3. Now this require cool climate and well distributed high rainfall. That is the reason we see that tea plantation is done mainly in the northeastern states because there are hills are there, and the monsoon when they were going to move from the Kerala side, they were going to move from Kerala toward the northeast, and there northeast these monsoon winds will going to come into the contact of the hill, and there only they were going to distribute the high rainfall. It needs well-drained loamy soil and gentle slope also. If we talk about coffee, so coffee requires warm and wet climate and well-drained loamy soil. So hill slopes are more suitable for the growth of this crop. Brazil, as you know, is the leading producer of coffee, followed by India and Colombia. Now, what is agriculture development? Plus, as you can know from the wording agriculture development, how we can develop the agriculture. Now increasing the cropped area or the number of crops grown, this is the first thing. For example, if you are having a land area, now farmers or the people who are performing the agriculture, they should ensure that the number of crops grown on that particular area that can also be increased if taken care with the proactive measures. Now, improving irrigation facilities is also the task of the agriculture development. Use of fertile and high yield variety seeds, HYB seeds that we see. HYB seeds will going to increase the production. So these are the few of the points by which we can develop the agriculture. Now, the mechanization of agriculture is also another aspect of agriculture development. So apart from these things, how you are transforming your agriculture means how you are involving the machines. Effective use of machines to increase the production is also known as agriculture development. So the ultimate aim of agriculture development is to increase food security. uh, Another concept, apart from the commercial ways, this is the first priority, that we need to increase the food security, so that in the case of the calamity or any natural disaster, we should be having the surplus amount of food. Now now there is a comparison between the farm in India and farm in USA. Now, in farm in India, large areas have been brought under irrigation. Use of fertilizer and pesticides has been increased. Same, we are doing the irrigation on large scale of area that will going to result into the um, water supply problem. Then fertilizer pesticides are already decreasing the fertility of the soil and polluting the soil also along with the water. High yield HYB seeds demands depends only on monsoon. Okay? Now, animal plays a significant role in various agriculture activities. Nowadays also we are seeing that those who are not having a good amount of money, so they are using the animals to tilling the land or doing another activities. Storage facilities are not provided. This is the biggest concern, that if storage are provided, then they are not in good condition. So government is also working on increasing the cold storage, so where we can store more food, and that's why a large proportion of the subsistence agriculture can move into the commercial farming if the storage or cold storage houses are increased. While if we talk about farm in USA or a farmer in USA, the typical farm size in USA is about 250 hectares. So they are doing it on a large scale. Adequate measures are taken to control pests that can damage the crop. This is the problem with the India. Damaging of crop is seen on a seasonal basis. Now soil sample tested in laboratory. So as we can say that now government has improved, government has also implemented the soil profile system. Soil profile card is there. But in USA, soil samples are tested in laboratory to check whether the particular crop growing in this particular region is suitable or not. Their computer is linked with the satellite system that we're going to give them the precise picture of the field. Nowadays, government of India is also doing this thing. We are linking the or registering the farm areas with the computers, and now you can also get the satellite image of your farm area. This helps them to use chemical fertilizer and pesticides. Now they are using the modern implements, agriculture tools, storage facilities are also provided. So this was the short discussion about the chapter that is the agriculture. Now if you have any doubt, feel free to ask with your subject teachers. Thank you, students.